So as far as understanding this market, now I'm going to go into some statistical details. There's will not be a quiz on this. Don't worry about remembering this. This just to give you a general idea of what's going on in this market, even with the rates, what the rates have been doing in recent weeks, if you will, or months. But how I would look at the market, how I interpret the market as a real estate professional is by looking at the median sale price, looking at factors such as days on market, what the number of active listings are, and also what months of supply would dictate. And months of supply is basically an analysis of how long it takes for the current inventory of housing to sell off based on how fast homes are selling in this market. So, we'll go into those touch points here next. So this is just for Chester County. We have different analysis similar to this for different counties, such as Delaware County or Montgomery County, Philadelphia County, et cetera. Specifically just for Chester County, the Tri-County Suburban Realtors, Tri-County is their local realtors association that I am affiliated with, and my agents are affiliated with as well. As you can see here, the median sale price on the left-hand side from January of 2021 has gone up 15%. There's no surprise there. And you can see from 2020 until now, that steady rise. And even where we are at this current moment in time, as of January of 2022, in terms of median sale price, is very close to where we were last summer, which was a even more competitive of a market, even though we're still in a very competitive market. So as you can see, 15%, even up 5% just from December. And as far as looking at active listings and active average days on market, you can see here that there's a 5-year average that's depicted in the middle of each of these status bars. We're down toward the minimum, as you can see. So very slim inventory of housing, low days on market, homes are selling very quickly. There's a lot of buyers trying to take advantage of these historically low rates. And so there's plenty of opportunity for buyers. It's just a matter of how do we go through that and strategize your home search so that we leverage the tools available to us to help you achieve success in your home buying objectives. Last but not least, months of supply, as I mentioned, it's basically an indication of how fast homes are selling in this market based on based on current inventory levels of housing. Now here you can see for Chester, Delaware, and Montgomery counties, a steady decline from 2017 until now. How we define this in terms of determining whether it's a buyer's market or a seller's market or a neutral market, if you will, anything that's over 6 months of supply is considered a buyer's market. Anything that's 4 to 6 months is considered an equilibrium or a neutral market, so to speak. Anything less than 4 months of supply, anything under 4 is considered a seller's market. As you can see here, as of this year, we're down under 1 month, maybe just above 1 month for some counties. So another indication of how competitive this market really is. So why am I explaining all this to you is because there's different ways we can win a home in this market. We want to help you win your dream home. That is my priority. That is my mission. That is why I do what I do. And I think when we sit down and we meet one-on-one, whether through Zoom or over coffee, we can talk more about your current situation and how we can leverage the tools available to us to help you achieve success. So how to win a home in this market? It depends on the home. It depends on where it's located. It depends on how long it's been on the market. If the home's been on the market less than 7 days or even less than, let's say, 3 days or 4 days, and there's already an offer deadline, which I'll find out for you, we know it's going to be very competitive. We know that home's going to more than likely sell over asking price. So bear that in mind as we look at homes as you begin your home search. Anything that's been on the market, any homes that have been on the market more than 7 days, less competitive. There might be some opportunity there. We don't have to be as aggressive on the sale price or on other offer terms, which I'll mention in a moment. Agent-to-agent conversations. If you see a home, we see a home together that you absolutely fall in love with, and you say, Vic, this is the home. We love it. My job is to negotiate on your behalf, and part of that process is to reach out to that listing agent representing the sellers and have a conversation about your interest level and what it takes to win the home. So that's my job, to engage that other agent on the other end and to do what's in your best interest, obviously. So, and understanding various offer terms. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, here are some competitive offer terms. If we're in a situation where we're expecting multiple offers on a home that you wish to purchase or make an offer on, highest and best price is going to be obviously the most important consideration, but not the only consideration. So aside from just the purchase price that we're offering, we also want to look at settlement periods. Can you settle in 30 days? If it takes 40 days, so be it. But generally speaking, the shorter the settlement period, especially if the home is vacant, the better it's going to be, and the more favorable our offer will be in the eyes of the seller. Higher escrow deposits. Anytime you submit an offer and you get an accepted offer in this market, there's what's called an earnest money deposit that's due, usually within the first 3 or 5 days. The higher that number, the better. If you can make that 4% or 5% of the purchase price within the first 5 days, perfect, great, even better. Pre-approvals, I mentioned having a local lender. Sellers want a local lender. Any savvy listing agent that's out there that's been in the business long enough will see a larger banking institution that's a more nationwide bank that's not as local. They're going to view that offer less favorably as compared to a local mortgage lender. So that's why I mentioned Karen Jackson's name. That's why I invited her to be a part of this. And on Saturday morning, I strongly recommend you join that if you're available. And I will send you the Zoom link for that. As far as inspections and inspection repairs, there's different schools of thought on this, but buyers are waiving inspections in this market. It's important that you have an agent like myself who understands basic components of a home and what to look for in a home as far as any potential red flags, any concerns, any areas that might require repairs, whether it's deferred maintenance or more preventative maintenance. I can provide some insights into that as we see the home, or willing to cover at least a portion of the repairs. In a lot of cases, buyers might say, "Hey, seller, we'll cover the first 5,000 or 10,000 repair items that are identified in the inspection report." But again, it's case by case basis. We can talk about that one-on-one. Don't let that discourage you by any means. And then lastly, covering appraisal gaps. Willingness to say, hey, if the home doesn't appraise at the full value of the purchase price, we might be willing to cover some of those gaps, whether it's 5,000, 10,000 or more. Again, it just depends on where the home is located, the price point of the home, and how competitive the market is as far as that particular home is concerned. And that's pretty much all I wanted to cover today. I will gladly open this up to any questions or comments. If you have a question, feel free to put it in the chat down below. Again, my email address, vicbsells@gmail.com. My cell phone, 484-402-0128. Or my office, 610-399-5100. As I mentioned earlier, it's easier to catch me on my cell phone or via email. Here's a copy of my business card. Again, Instagram, my handle is Vic the Realtor. You can see the QR code down below here. Feel free to snap a photo. I'll give you a moment to do that while I also share with you my Facebook handle, which is @VicBSells. So again, vicbsells@gmail.com, easiest way to get me. And I appreciate your time. And again, I will give it a moment here in case there's anyone has any questions or concerns or anything we can discuss. As I said, this has been very general in nature. If you have specific questions about your particular home search or living situation, let's talk about it. Let's do a one-on-one. Let's set up time to chat about it. I'm happy to meet you for coffee. Coffee is my treat, obviously, or tea or whatever refreshment you wish. Or we can certainly do a Zoom call as well. So 484-402-0128, just call me, text me, generally available, and we'll certainly go from there.